Hello, my friends. Yes, we are in the month of November, which if you are a seasonal burner like I am, it can feel a little bit like a twilight zone in terms of what do I want my home to smell like. For me personally, I'm a little bit over all of the apple and pumpkin fragrances of earlier in the fall season. But for me, I have not yet decorated my home for Christmas. That's the holiday that my family celebrates. And so therefore, I don't necessarily want all of the heavy tree and spicy gourmand fragrances that are typically associated with that holiday. So what do I burn? In this video today, I thought it would be helpful to share with you fragrances that I am gravitating towards here in this early part of November. Maybe give you some ideas if you have these candles currently in your collection, or maybe if you're looking for some to add. I'm always going to encourage you to just reach into your collection because some of these fragrances have been around for a while. Some of them are a little bit newer releases. So I thought it would just be fun to share with you fragrances that I am enjoying burning during this time. They give me cozy vibes without necessarily screaming one holiday or season. So I hope you enjoy this video. I do want to let you know that if any of these candles can currently be purchased, I will make sure that they are linked in the description box down below. I do have some discount codes with Homeworks and Kringle Candle. I will always tell you that if you can get a better discount using, shopping during one of their really good sales that is likely going to be coming up now between the end of the year. We know how this time of year is with sales. Always use that, but if you want to use my discount code, you are more than welcome to do that as well. You're also more than welcome to be here even if you choose not to. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into what fragrances I am burning this month. So the first one that I'm going to show you is one that I actually don't have in hand right now because I'm burning it in my bedroom right now, but it is Kringle Candles Cranmary. Now the fragrance notes on Cranmary are top notes of juicy orange, bright raspberry, mid notes of sparkling cranberry, frosted juniper berry, and base notes of sugared pine and sweet vanilla bean. I will tell you that that raspberry note and the cranberry note come together very nicely in this fragrance. The reason I like to burn this one during this time of year is because I live in Arizona, and while I am so envious of all of you guys who are actually experiencing true fall, today it is 89 degrees outside. We're having a little bit of like a heat spike. I hate it. I hate 75-degree weather in November. I want cooler, chillier temperatures right now. And I know some of you are like, oh, boo-hoo. No, I really do. This is the time of year where I want colder weather. So for me, Cranmary is a beautiful fruity scent to burn during the daytime because it doesn't feel too heavy for the weather that we are experiencing outside, but it's still like autumnal and kind of like Thanksgiving vibes to me. So I've really been enjoying that one. My nose does not really detect orange or citrus in there, not really a creaminess of vanilla bean, but I definitely get the tartness of the cranberry and the raspberry in there. Tiny little bit of a green note in there. That's probably that juniper berry and the pine note in there, but that is a gorgeous fragrance to be burning for this time of year. I'm going to go ahead and be pulling up the fragrance notes for Kringle on my computer here. But the next fragrance that I wanted to talk about is Kringle Candles Holiday. Now this is in their limited edition mercury glass jars. I love this fragrance. Now I purchased this one last year. Well, not this particular one, but I purchased this fragrance for the first time last year when they brought back these jars. I feel like they initially had them out and then there were a few I think that they had in overstock and then they released them again, and I decided to purchase them at that time. I'm trying to see, oh, you know what, this one actually does have the fragrance notes listed on the bottom. I didn't even need to pull up my computer. So the fragrance notes on Holiday are balsam, bay leaf wreath, sparkling lemon, clove bud, eucalyptus, allspice, vanilla, golden amber, and winter moss. Now this is a fragrance. Let me switch my arms around here so that way I can hold up. Some of you guys have requested that I keep holding up the candle for you, so I'm trying my best to do that. Oh my goodness, I love this fragrance. Now, the bay leaf I know makes some people nervous. I do detect bay leaf in here, but this is not like I'm cooking a roast bay leaf, although I will say that this candle can complement that, like if you're cooking pot roast or something like savory on the stove. I feel like this is the perfect fragrance because it does not clash with food fragrances. It just seems to enhance them. I do detect like some allspice in there, maybe a hint of some citrus. Oh my goodness, but this one is so warm, cozy. Absolutely love this holiday fragrance. So, oh my goodness, I would highly recommend it. Spoiler alert for another video that I have coming up. I am planning to film a video on fragrances that I have purchased in the past, and I have gone ahead and repurchased them. And this is one of the candles that made it in. These candles were actually just on sale for 30% off over on the Kringle website. So keep your eyes peeled for another sale. But if you're looking to purchase right now, these ones are $34 on the Kringle website, but oh my goodness, this one is just so delicious. I would highly recommend this one. I will also say that the strength and throw on it is pretty good. I would give it a solid 7, a little bit higher than the regular 2-wick jars, but absolutely stunning. Another Kringle candle that I have been enjoying burning from that Mercury lineup is Kringle Candles Fireplace. Is that what it's called? Fireplace. Yes, it is. I wanted to make sure. So many fire fragrances. I want to make sure I get them all right. So again, this is like in the white and silver jar. These jars, by the way, are beautiful when they are lit up. Oh, that smells so good. Okay, so the fragrance notes on this are smoke, wood, spice, herbal, amber, and vetiver. Okay, that's just a lot of accords here. So what does my nose smell in here? I definitely get kind of a woodsy note. If you happen to like their fragrance Cozy Cabin, which I know that also is available in this style of jar as well as other ones, I think that you would like this one. It's slightly smoky, but this is not as smoky to me as, say, Homework's Winter Fireside, which I love that fragrance, but I know a lot of people say that one's just way too heavy on that smoky note. There was also a fire candle in their Reserve line that personally I didn't care for too much. This one I like much better. This fragrance, I get some of that smoky note, but I get, what is it in here that I'm smelling? Kind of, there is a woody note to it. It's not as sweet smelling to me as Cozy Cabin. I feel like Cozy Cabin has more of like a maple note to it. Amber, I do get some amber note in here, but there is like an herbaceous take to this. Not like kitchen herbs or anything like that. This is just, again, another cozy type of candle. I feel like this fireplace scent would go really nicely with if you are interested in burning tree scents this time of year. But I also feel like it pairs really nicely along maybe some other gourmand type of candles. So I've really been enjoying this one. If you've already purchased it, I think this is a great time of year to go ahead and break it out. I also think that holiday and fireplace complement each other very well. I've been personally burning one here in my living room and one in my bedroom, and I feel like they complement each other pretty well. While I am still with Kringle, trust me, there's another brand actually 2 other brands I'm going to be talking about here. I'm going to go ahead and round out my Kringle recommendations with one that might be a little bit surprising for the month of November, but a candle that I've really been enjoying burning right now is Reindeer Beer. Now this is in the 3-wick painted jars. The fragrance notes on Reindeer Beer are fizzy root beer soda, Mrs. Claus's whipped batter, ginger, molasses, root chips, and vanilla. Now, here's why I'm liking burning this one right now. On cold sniff, this does smell an awful lot like root beer, and people would think that's not really a fragrance I think of in November. However, when I burn this one, that warmth of the vanilla really comes out in here. I really, really like this fragrance, and I was a little bit nervous about it because earlier in the year, I tried out the Homeworks was it the root beer float? And I did not like that one. There was something about it when I was burning it that smelled too medicinal to me. I feel like the ginger was maybe a little bit too heavy on that. This one is beautifully balanced. This reminds me, yes, on cold sniff of root beer soda. It's not quite like a ginger type of cookie, but I feel like it's more of like a ginger gourmand type of fragrance when it is burning. And so therefore, this one pairs really nicely with a lot of those fireplace type of fragrances, or maybe if you have like another vanilla type of candle, they pair really nicely with one another. They give you kind of those cozy, warm vibes without it being overtly gingerbread house or gingerbread cabin. I've really, really liked this one. I have been burning this alongside the fireplace candle. I also really enjoyed burning this one with Bourbon Bonfire. If you happen to have that fragrance, I feel like those two complemented each other very well. And then there is another candle from another brand that I'm going to talk about that I've been burning this one with, but it's just very versatile and not necessarily just straight up root beer like you would think. So if you have it in your collection, I would recommend go ahead and burn it. All right, switching over to Homeworks here. This is a Homeworks candle that I have not seen come back onto the Slatkin & Co. website. However, this is a candle that I have seen in my local TJ Maxx. And this candle is Scarlet Woods. Now, if you follow me over on Instagram, you may have seen in my Instagram story last week that I talked about seeing this one in TJ Maxx. And here's the thing, this candle on cold sniff, you might feel like, ugh, I don't know if I like that one, because there are some very dominant and maybe, I feel like these are fragrance notes that I don't smell all the time in a lot of like mainstream candles. This is not like your vanilla or like appeal to the masses type of candle. I believe that this is one that is really more of a niche, I don't want to say niche, but like it's really kind of like a targeted group. So the fragrance notes on this are of Scarlet Woods are scarlet red woods, again, an accord, cardamom, clove bud, and vanilla. So again, if you have to like kind of like some deeper spices here, this fragrance to me on cold sniff, I don't particularly love it. However, when I light it up, it transforms. It's very strong. It blends beautifully with a lot of tree fragrances. So if you are wanting maybe some tree fragrances going on, but you want something that's not necessarily, I feel like this is like, it preps me for Christmas without reminding me distinctly of Christmas time. It's kind of hard for me to describe. The cardamom note is in here. I don't get a ton of vanilla from here, but a little bit of sweetness of vanilla in here. Clove is definitely in here. I don't know what they're using for the accord for the Scarlet Red Woods, but I do believe that this candle is aptly named because it's just a very rich and deep type of candle. I would caution that it's not for everybody, but I said because this is being found in a lot of those discount retailers, I would personally purchase it, hold on to your receipt. If you don't like it upon burn, just take it back. But this one is perfect for the month of November. It gives me a lot of cozy vibes and I've really been enjoying it. Another Homeworks candle that I purchased one of these last year, again on clearance after the holidays. I think I got it at Macy's for like $10. And then it has made a return this year. I did purchase this one over at TJ Maxx as well. This is Sweater Weather. And most people would hear Sweater Weather and you think of Bath & Body Works Sweater Weather. This is not the same fragrance. I personally cannot burn Bath & Body Works version of Sweater Weather. It's just way too strong for me and I don't really like it in candle format. I do love it in the, the car fragrance, the little round things that you put in your car. I do like it in that fragrance or in that format, but I don't like it in candle format. However, the Homeworks version of Sweater Weather, I am all about. So the fragrance notes of Homeworks Sweater Weather are cool winter air, eucalyptus, fallen fir needle, and vanilla bean. This is a tree note, again, without it screaming Christmas tree to me. I've told you before, because of where I live, I don't necessarily know all of my distinct not Christmas, but like pine variations, I guess. Like balsam I can determine, and this I do get just a pine note in here, but it's not astringent. It's not super astringent. The vanilla note in here balances it out beautifully. There's a warmth to this one. Even though it says like cool, what does it say? Cool winter air. This fragrance to me is more of a warm and cozy type of scent. There are some tree fragrances that I will smell that sometimes I associate with more cold air, but this is more like hanging out by the fireplace. There's no smoky fire note, but like there's a warmth to it. There's a cozy vibe to it. I really, really like Sweater Weather. If you happen to see it on the Homeworks, or now it's called Slatkin & Co. website, or if you happen to come across it in store, pick it up, sniff it out. This one has been doing a really good job for me. All right, another fragrance that I think this is the first year that this has come to Slatkin & Co. This is Homeworks Winter's Eve. Now, of course, we are not yet officially into winter, and my weather is clearly not winter. But Winter's Eve, the fragrance notes on this are snowy cypress, fir needles, iced birch wood, and smoky embers. So this one I have been burning predominantly at night. This is the candle that I have also been pairing with that Reindeer Beer. I feel like this one pairs really nicely with any kind of like marshmallow type of fragrances or something a little bit sweeter. This is definitely more of like a cool tree scent, but there is a slight, my nose doesn't even detect it as like a smoky fragrance to it, but there is something kind of earthy and grounding to this fragrance mixed with like a cool pine fragrance. Harry Slatkin does a really good job, I believe, of nailing down tree scents for the seasons, like the autumn pine cone or autumn days. For whatever reason, when I smell those, I don't necessarily think of pine trees in the winter. I think of definitely more of like what they would smell like in autumn. This is definitely more like a winter time of like fragrance, but it's very cozy and I have been all about it. I've been burning it almost every evening. I think the name on it, Winter's Eve, is perfect. This label also is stunning when it is lit up. It just glows behind it. Oh, it's beautiful. But this fragrance has been one of my favorite ones to be burning in the month of November. So if it is currently available on the Slatkin & Co. website, I would highly recommend picking it up. All right, and the last fragrance that I am going to recommend, I feel like this one might be a little bit controversial. Not controversial. Let me rephrase this. This is a candle that most people associate with Christmas time. But for me, I actually really enjoy burning it more so in November. And it's one that I'm planning to possibly burn on Thanksgiving Day when I am hosting everybody here. Now, I am going to say this candle to me is versatile. I think it's November or December appropriate. And I think that the naming of it is very appropriate. This is Nest Holiday. Now, yes, this candle is in like some of my top Christmas fragrances. But I think I discovered last year that I actually think that I like this one even in November. There's something about it. Oh, first off, I feel like anybody who is talking about home fragrance on any kind of social media platform always talks about Nest Holiday. This is the one candle that is very bougie. I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull it up here so I can give you the fragrance notes. It's very bougie. This candle is $48. That's a bit insane because it's a single wick candle. I would say with the Nest candles to just go ahead and purchase the single wick. You don't need the 3 wick. But on this fragrance, oh my goodness, it's so good. It's so good. Every time I smell this, I think of the Office episode where he wants to host Classy Christmas because Holly is coming back. For all of you Office nerds like me. But this is just, it's classy. It's sophisticated. Now this Nest is Laura Slatkin's home fragrance line. It's also a body care line, but this is her fragrance lineup. And this to me is so reminiscent of the persona that Laura Slatkin has. She has very much that kind of like posh New York City penthouse type of woman. Like the style, you know, is probably very classic. And the fragrance notes on this are pomegranate, mandarin orange, pine, cloves, and cinnamon with a hint of vanilla and amber. I get some of that amber in here. Tiny touch of orange, but the pine and the clove and the cinnamon just are perfectly blended. This is one of the fragrances that I just would say, this would probably be another spoiler alert, this would be in my top 5 holiday fragrances ever. But this is one that I am actually holding on to. I actually have this from last year. I have 2 of them, and I'm holding on to them to burn during the week of Thanksgiving when I am hosting Thanksgiving, because I think that this is just, everybody compliments this fragrance. It's gorgeous. It smells classy. It just, oh, it's so, so good. So if you have Nest Holiday, go ahead and start burning it now. I mean, because if you're like me, let's be honest, let's be real, you probably have a ton of distinctly Christmas fragrances, right? Like we all have those really heavy tree fragrances. Go ahead and break this one out. Start enjoying it right now, because I don't think that you'll be mad about it. So Let me know in the comment box down below, maybe what are your top 3 fragrances that you are currently enjoying burning right now. I always love getting a conversation going in our candle community. I love the home fragrance community, by the way. I think you guys are always chiming in with some great recommendations, letting people know about how products are burning for you. Yeah, I think that it's just an awful lot of fun. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. My name is Katie. I like to talk about predominantly home fragrance. I keep saying at some point I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit more beauty back on my channel because that's where I started out with. But the beauty videos are a little bit harder for me to film. So I do plan to at some point film a little bit more beauty content. I am currently taking a break from Instagram and Facebook right now just because I want to enjoy some time around the holidays, and social media can be a huge time waster, but I do have an Instagram account. You are welcome to go follow me over there. But yeah, if you enjoy my content here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I have a goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and I'm getting closer to it, but my analytics also show that a lot of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. So if you find yourself wanting to stick around for my content, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I want to say thank you so much for spending your time here with me today, and until my next video, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.